How are we feeling?
We feel good.
It was good, right?
They're going to win the World Series, Mark. That's it.
Wait, this just in. There's more to the story. Jung-Hoo Lee's contract with the San Francisco Giants, if you're just joining us, 6 years, $113 million.
Tell me about the deferrals.
The Giants will pay Jung-Hoo Lee $17 a year
Nice.
for the next 6 years. The rest will be deferred until his 112th birthday.
Makes sense.
So there it is. There it is. The price of beer not going up. Not for this one. No, it's a good signing. It really is. And I understand anybody who wants to reserve excitement until you see him play. Again, I'm sure many of you, if you follow free agency, you've heard the name. But let's be honest, what do we know about him? Only what we've been told.
Right.
25 years old, very good defensively. The Giants like that. He can roam center field. He's got some pop. Very high career batting average in the KBO. 340. Has had seasons where his OPS was about to touch 1,000. So he's been a very, very successful player over there. Very, very wanted by a lot of teams over here. I have no idea. I can't do a victory lap as if it's a great signing. We don't know much about this player yet. But here's what I will say. Look, whether this should be important to me or not, I don't know, but it just is. This, to me, goes a certain distance to dispel the statement that I told you about at the start of the show that I almost take personally.
Yeah, you do.
Nobody's coming here. Nobody with choices would ever choose here. Well, someone with choices just chose here.
Are you victory lapping right now?
No.
Because this is feeling like a bit of a victory lap.
I don't want a victory lap. I want to dispel a myth. Because
the myth only gets dispelled when it gets proven to be not true.
Is this that then?
This is. And so
Okay.
you said you don't know if it's a great signing. And you know what I call it? Great. It's a signing. So it's not a great signing.
It's great.
I say it's great. It's a signing.
It's a signing.
And
I like that.
the reason why I say that is because it's actually a signing. It's a signing of some length, and it's a signing of some girth. It's 9 figures, and it's 6 years. So whether or not the player is actually good, you're right about the myth being dispelled. And I would argue that it wasn't a myth. It was a reality. And the reality is no longer a reality because it's now not the truth anymore. Now Farhan Zaidi and company have actually done something against what his form would tell you. And so whether it was a myth or not, and whether or not it got dispelled, whether or not the player is actually any good, in this moment, it doesn't matter. Now, there still is the big hurdle of him actually signing and passing a physical, because this is a player who's coming off a fractured ankle, an ankle surgery about 4 or 5 months ago. So there is that piece of it that we all are going to hold our collective breath over. But I'm happy that this is now seemingly a thing of the past.
I also want to read a couple more things to you because we're still gathering info. I think it's important to know.
Gathering timber.
Well, kind of quote unquote what people were saying, what people are saying. So this was written on ESPN just 8 days ago. And it's mainly about Jung-Hoo Lee, the newest San Francisco Giant. What was written from the winter meetings, left-handed hitting outfielder Jung-Hoo Lee of the Korean Baseball Organization, posted by Major League Baseball on Monday, will now have 30 days to reach an agreement with one of the teams. So Lee, whose bat-to-ball skills have drawn rave reviews, is expected to garner heavy interest in a free agent market light on impact offensive talent. He's only 25, has batted .340, .407, .491, his slash line in 7 KBO seasons, the last 5 of which came with the Kiwoom Heroes. A celebrated bad ball hitter with outstanding contact rates, Lee has drawn 383 walks, blah, 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 blah. He is represented by
Scott Boras. I saw that, yeah.
Represented by Scott Boras. Now, here's one thing that I wonder if it does anything for the Giants fans who go, cheap, 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 cheap. 8 days ago, ESPN's Kylie McDaniel, who does projections on free agent valuations.
Okay. I'll take your word for it.
Projected Lee to sign a 5-year deal worth $63 million.
Kylie McDaniel.
Kylie McDaniel.
5 and 63.
That was the projection.
8 days ago.
8 days ago.
Okay.
He got 6 years and 113.
Well, then the Giants got fleeced. I mean, you can't Kylie McDaniel me.
You can't have it both ways.
You can't have it both ways.
You all have been asking him to overpay.
You can't Kylie McDaniel me and then say, well, Farhan Zaidi, he spent $50 million more than even Kylie McDaniel.
You're really going to do this? You're going to do this.
Farhan, I hate to say it.
The same person who said, well, then go to $500 for a Judge. Well, then go to $600 for a Judge.
We're talking about a proven superstar.
Then why don't you go to $800 for Shohei?
Not some KBO guy who can't handle Major League Heat. You know what, Farhan? I take it all back. You got served.
You
got fleeced.
Disingenuous mother blanker.
If Kylie McDaniel, if Kylie McNichols, if Kylie McKivitz says 5 and 63, you know what?
Kylie McKivitz is actually having an underrated year for the Niners. But
seriously,
anyway, go ahead.
Been keeping rushers off the quarterback. If Kylie McMurtry says 5 and 63 and he goes to 119, Farhan, you got fleeced. I'm kidding, but
I know you are.
I mean, to go from 5 and 63, I don't even know if that.
It's just a projection.
Exactly.
And
I'm not going to disrespect her, but what does she know?
But all the deals are going to go up.
I mean, after Shohei gets 700.
Yeah, 2 weeks ago, Yamamoto was going to make 200, and now everyone's like, I think he's going to make 300. But what this suggests to me is if he got 113 over 6, this suggests to me
my fault
that there was a major competition. The Giants won it.
Well, maybe.
No, but
you got to pass the physical.
No, but Dibs.
And Kylie McDaniels is male, by the way.
Dibs. I'm not letting you do this.
No, it's
McDaniel singular.
Yeah, same thing.
Yeah,
exactly.
like
I butchered their name about 5 different ways.
Whatever.
It's a Sunday.
No, you can't do this.
I can do whatever I want, but go ahead.
You can do what you want, but you can't play two sides of the fence. You can't do this. If you're going to say, why don't you just overpay? Why don't you win? If you're going to say, no one would choose here. If you're going to say, the Giants are cheap. If you're going to say, they can't close. If you're going to use all these lines and ...
I have.
You have?
Of course.
Then you got to moonwalk right now.
I gave Farhan his flowers.
Okay.
Immediately.
That's all I'm saying. Then no, just don't say he got served. Don't do it.
You know what happened, Mark?
He did exactly what you've been telling him he can't do.
And he had to go to this price point because the destination is not as attractive as it should be. And that is my opinion. And, we'll see how it all sorts out. And you got Scott Boras, too, as your agent.
Jung-Hoo Lee from Korea is
Scott Boras is
not
the rep.
San Francisco. I'm not going there.
I think Scott Boras goes to Farhan and says, we have other suitors, and we know that you're desperate.
They do.
And
I'm sure he said that directly to Farhan. I know you're desperate.
Farhan, I see your roster. You got a bunch of pre-arb 3. You got nothing, Farhan.
All right.
You need my guy.
Play it how you want.
It's great. No, it's absolutely a win.
No, it's awesome.
No, it's great.
Let me know how both sides feel.
It feels great. Both sides now. Joni Mitchell.
Side. You let me know what it feels like to
I'm playing for entertainment
play both
here.
sides of the fiddle.
Of course, I'm playing all sides. It is a win for Farhan Zaidi. And I'm joking that he got fleeced. And we don't know what the other offers were. If there were other offers, if somebody else offered 110 and he had to go to 119 to get it done, then good.
113.
113. Then good. Congrats.
Yeah.
Get it done, kid.
Yeah.
Get it done.
Couple opt-out years.
Yeah. Now it comes down to the real question: is he any good? And it's going to be fun to watch.
Yeah, sure. And by the way, it's only here's the other thing. This is what I've been trying the drum I've been trying to bang for the last few days when people are like, we're out on the offseason. One free agent had signed. Well, now 2 have. I know Soto, that was different. That was a trade. You weren't going to get that in the division. But as far as major free agents, 2 have signed. We are just getting started. And when I say we, I mean Major League Baseball. Like the process is just getting underway.
Right.
And for the Giants to get one of the early big names is a big deal because, by the way, They should not be done. They cannot be done.
I hope they're not done.
It's just not good enough.
But if they are done, then they're still the third, if not the fourth best team in their own division.
Agreed. They absolutely need a top-of-the-rotation starter. I think this lessens the pressure of it being Yamamoto a little bit. You know, what if it's Snell? What if you get Blake Snell? How would you feel about that?
Marcus Stroman's a free agent as well.
There's a lot of guys out there.
Sure.
You could get, one of the guys from Milwaukee. They're very good.
If you can get a top-end starter and a good back-end reliever
and another bat.
And then another bat. Then you're looking at a successful offseason. I would agree with that.
You walk out of here with either Yamamoto, Snell, or talk to me, Jordan Montgomery, a starter like that. You pull a trade. I don't know if it's Pete Alonso, but, or sign Matt Chapman. I don't think that's a bad idea. I know that he's not a perfect free agent, but if there is an influx of that along with this, I think as a Giants fan, you got to walk out now thinking that the offseason is potentially set up to be a little bit more positive. It was never Ohtani or bust, and this is definitely, I don't think this is the second guy on their list, but I think it's the third. I really do. I think that all three of the players from Asia were their top three targets.
Yeah.
Ohtani, Yamamoto, Jung-Hoo Lee. They just got their third target. That would be my assessment.
And even if Yamamoto is going to go elsewhere, you can still, salvage a good offseason by getting another legitimate ace or second starting pitcher to add into your rotation and feel like you're getting better. The goal for the Giants this offseason, as it is for most teams, is to get better. And if you can add Lee to the outfield, which they seemingly have, pending him passing a physical, which you have to say every time you mention it, and if you can bring in a starting pitcher and a bullpen arm and another bat, then you look at this team going into March, into spring training, and you could say that they're better.
Our buddy Bags just tweeted out that the $113 million investment into Jung-Hoo Lee does not include the posting fee, which is another $19 million. Therefore, the overall investment here, by my math, goes to
132.
Yeah, 132 million, which, as he writes, blows away most of what the projections were. So I think there's messaging here from the Giants as well that's good.
For sure. And the messaging is we are willing to overspend to get it done.
We're not cheap.
They're well, and what you said, too, about this offseason being gigantic for Farhan Zaidi in terms of not only the optics, but in terms of just the payroll. And you wanted them to be top 10 last year. They weren't top 10. They were 11, close.
12,
but
whatever.
Going into this year, if you get through February and March and you're a top 8 payroll or a top 6 payroll, which is where they should be in that 6, 7, or 8. There's some teams that are going to be grossly overspending, and that's fine.
Yeah,
you just need to be competitively in that top 10 to where you've got a legitimate core of guys who are star caliber, who are paid to stay.
Many people have asked me where the optimism that something would get done came from, and the answer's always been the same: desperation.
Exactly.
They had no choice. They were not going to come back next spring with the same people. They just couldn't do it.